My parents told me never to get a dog. They never explained why. After I moved into my own apartment, I adopted a rescue German Shepherd named Atlas. He was calm, quiet, and strangely observant. The first night I brought him home, he walked straight into my spare bedroom and sat in the corner. That room used to belong to my brother. He died when we were kids. Atlas sat there for hours, not moving, just staring at the wall. Then he started wagging his tail, like someone had walked into the room. I laughed it off, until he began reacting to things no one else could see. Sometimes he'd perk up and run down the hallway like someone had called him. Other times he'd sit at the dinner table, head tilted, following something invisible. But the moment that broke me was one night when I woke up to hear Atlas whining softly. I walked into the hallway and froze. Atlas was sitting outside my bedroom, and his tail was wagging. But he wasn't looking at me. He was looking over my shoulder. I whispered, "What is it, boy?" And Atlas did something he had never done before. He barked once, softly. Then he ran into my brother's old room. That's when I remembered something my mom once told me. Dogs always knew when your brother was around, even after he died. We found him standing in the middle of the road at midnight. No collar, no tags. Just a black dog with glowing eyes. When I opened the car door, he jumped in without hesitation. He didn't smell like a stray. He didn't seem scared. It was like he knew us. That night, strange things started happening. Doors opened by themselves, footsteps echoed in empty rooms. And every time it happened, the dog would sit upright, watching something we couldn't see. One night, I woke up and saw him standing at the foot of my bed. Not moving, not blinking, just staring at me. Then slowly, his head turned toward the corner of the room. I swear I saw a shadow move along the wall. The next morning, the dog was gone. No open doors, no tracks outside. Just gone. But ever since then, our house has been quiet. No footsteps, no doors opening. It's like he wasn't just a dog. It's like he came here for something. And when it was finished, he left. I adopted a large black and gray Siberian husky with icy blue eyes named Coda. He was calm, almost too calm. The shelter told me he had been found wandering near an abandoned farmhouse, but they didn't know much more. The first few nights were normal, until I started finding small piles of dirt on the floor near the hallway wall. At first, I thought Coda had tracked it in from outside, but the dirt was dry, pale gray, almost like it came from inside the house. Then I noticed something strange. Every night around 2:13 a.m., Coda would wake up, walk slowly down the hallway, and sit in front of the same wall. No barking, no scratching, just staring. His ears would twitch like he was listening to something moving behind it. One night I followed him. The hallway light was off, only the pale glow from the kitchen lit the floor. Coda was sitting there again, but this time he had something in his mouth. More dirt and something else. I crouched down and looked closer. There were tiny pieces of old wallpaper mixed in. My heart started racing. I knocked on the wall. It sounded hollow. The next day I called a contractor. When they opened the wall, they found something that made everyone step back. There was a sealed-off crawl space behind it. Inside, old blankets, rusty chains, and faded photos of people I didn't recognize. The contractor asked how my dog knew. I didn't answer. Because that night, when we went to bed, Coda didn't sleep. He sat at the bedroom door, staring down the hallway. Then he growled softly, like something behind that wall was still there. And it knew we found it. The dog that wouldn't come inside. It started with scratching at the back door. Not loud, not desperate. Just slow. Repetitive, patient. My dog, Max, had been outside for maybe 10 minutes when I first heard it. I remember thinking it was strange because Max never scratches. He usually whines or barks. I opened the kitchen window and called his name. Max? The scratching stopped immediately, but he didn't run to the door. That's when I heard it again. Except this time, it wasn't coming from the door. It was coming from the hallway behind me. I froze. Slowly, I turned around, and there was Max. Sitting in the darkness of the hallway, ears flat, staring straight at the back door. He wasn't moving, he wasn't blinking. Just staring, then the scratching started again. This time louder, faster, more aggressive. Max let out the lowest growl I've ever heard from him. I had never seen him afraid before. His entire body was trembling. I don't know why, but I looked through the glass of the back door. And I swear, I saw fingers curl away from the frame. Not paws fingers, I locked every door that night. Max slept against my bedroom door until morning. He never went into that backyard again.